all you need to do is to cut your 12 volt from the USB or the power adapter that goes to your Footwell light or your EO wire. Cut that, and obviously just two wires, a power. So it should be a 20 amp fuse you have to tap into to use the fuse tap, and it's called it's F93 for the cigarette lighter or the front 12 volt. I'm not sure if it's for the rear as well, but you can also put this in the rear if you want to. You don't have to wire it all the way up here, but this is the best option, just to tap into the fuse. So you will need to remove these clips. It should be 2 or 3 clips that goes towards the edge there. But remove that so you can pull it back, because you're going to need to put your extra wire through here. This is the way to do it. You have to move this or you won't be able to see the wire or even pull it or tug it through. Now you can put that on the negative terminal there. It takes a 10 millimeter. You can really just use some pliers. I'm not going to put it in the tools in the beginning. Pretty straightforward there. Now, so let's say you don't have a fuse tap. You can just put, if that is a 20 amp, if that fuse is a 20 amp for that cigarette lighter, you can just use a 25 amp. Just to be honest. It won't mess up anything because you are using multiple different things for it. You are using that for a charging port, so you can use a 25 amp. Now, this one, this is like 3 videos in one for me. I'm also setting up my EO wire in my Footwell lights as well. So this is pretty much 40 amps to that tap or to that fuse there. So like I say, once again, if you don't want to use a fuse tap, you can either use a 30 amp or a 25 amp fuse tap, and that'll work as well. But this is a safe route. Just to play it safe, this is the best route. So this right here is just my power and ground. That's all it is when you cut the end of the wire where your Footwell light will plug in at. Just power and ground, as simple as that. So this is fairly simple. You just need to tug it through the rear of the radio or just the back of the dashboard technically. So I'm just showing y'all here how simple it is. You will need something to like hook it. I think I'll show it here just to kind of grab it along. So I'm setting up lights for all 3. So the 3rd row, the 2nd row, and obviously the 1st row. The 1st row already has Footwell lights, but they're not bright enough in my opinion. So I'm just rolling my wire all the way to the back here. And I eventually had to get some different LED lights as well, and I'll put that in the video. I had to wait a few more weeks for those LEDs, but I did get these both from AliExpress. The ones that I showed you in the beginning, they are garbage, and I don't know why I didn't order the other ones, but these are the ones you will want that I put here in a second. So to keep this professional and do it professionally, you just need, the main thing you need in this modification is just extra wire. I didn't show it, but I put extra wire. I actually put it under the carpet when I got to the second passenger row. I put it under the carpet right beside the battery, right through where the battery is at. And then here, as you see, I'm putting it through the, just making it look more professional as possible, putting it in the little slots there under the seat. So. Now the EO wire is just as simple. Honestly, none of this is hard. This is not rocket science. This is just for beginners. All you need is scissors for this part, for the EO wire. I don't think I put that in my tools, but you just need scissors for this, or you can just use a box cutter. You really can use a wire strippers as well for this, but just to angle some of the cuts. Now you can do this custom a different way, but this is how I'm doing on my Durango. So you do need to cut where it's hard around the edges, where you have those curves and turns on the door panels there. So I'm just showing you how simple it is. I mean, this will take, the EO wire is more simpler than the Footwell lights, but this is how simple it is. right, so you do have to cut some of these edges to kind of bend it a little bit. So to make like a little splice here, a little splice here. Then I had to make a splice here. Ain't perfect, but it's the light. Light on. So honestly, straightforward. Come with, I know if you watch my, if you ain't new to the channel, if you watch my channel, I have the ones, these are better. The ones I have now are better. They already integrated. Do not get these. Do not get those right there. Do not get those. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. These are integrated, so no need to splice anything. Just plug in and play pretty much. You don't have to, because on these right here, you have to put the crystal piece in the middle. So these are better. Get these. I'll put the link in the description, but just FYI on that. So here's the finished product. I'm gonna show my EO wire first, and I'll show you how the Footwell lights. You just want to make sure with the EO wire that where the ending at or the beginning of is at, where the laser is at, just make sure it's not like hanging up on the door when you close the door. Just make sure it's out the way. Where I got it at is perfectly fine. It doesn't even come off or anything like that. So the camera never really does it justice. You have to see this in person because this wire is really thin. It's so much brighter than what it's showing on camera. So I try to, the next scene here, I'm gonna show y'all with the camera on, with the light, a flashlight on or whatever. It just doesn't do justice. You have to see it in person. It looks really good here. So I actually had to take a physical picture here, and this is what it looks like. It looks so much brighter on the photo. I don't know why the video doesn't pick it up like this, but it looks just like this.